Hello everyone and welcome to my official Christmas book haul. So these are books that were gifted to me. Now, some of these books I was gifted cash, and what did I do with that? I went to a bookstore and bought books. So I am consider them gifted books. And let's go ahead and get into these. I don't have much in this one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books. So this is definitely going to be a shorter portion compared to the other hauls I did for December, but this is the last official grouping of books that I received in December. Okay, the first two I will show you. My aunt sent me, or one of my aunts sent me a Amazon gift card. So I got myself 2 books and then I got cat food and cat toys. So, but I gifted myself 2 books. One of the two, I saw this cover and I was immediately drawn in by it, and it is Rewitched, written by Lucy Jane Wood. Believing in yourself is its own kind of magic. Belladonna Blackthorn hasn't lost her magical spark precisely, but she hasn't seen it in a while either. With her witchcraft under wraps and a toxic boss making her days miserable, Belle is struggling to keep her beloved lunar books afloat and just make it through the day. The last thing she has time for is perfecting her magic. So when her 30th birthday brings a summons from her coven and a trial that tests her worthiness as a witch, Belle fears the worst. With only the month of October left to either prove herself or risk losing her magic forever, Belle will need all the help she can get from the women in her life, from an unlikely mentor figure, and even from an infuriating coven watchman who's sworn to protect her. That actually sounds really good, and I love the fall vibes, and the fact that it sounds like it'll take place just over October. Great. Involves books. Excellent. So I'm looking forward to that one. And the second book I got from that gift card from my aunt for Christmas is God of Malice. I really like the simplicity of this cover and the red and the black. Love it. This is book number 1 in the Legacy of Gods series. It says, I Caught the Attention of a Monster, written by Rina Kent. That author's name is really hard to see here. Killian Carson is a predator wrapped in sophisticated charm. He's cold-blooded, manipulative, and vicious. Though his charisma and intelligence fool everyone, Glendon sees right through him. She sees a psychopath within, and though her brain tells her to run, there's a secret part of her that knows the monster will only chase her, and she may want to get caught. Gwendolyn King has never felt like anyone's favorite. Her mother and brothers are the artistic talents in the family, and she knows she will never live up to anyone's expectations. But Killian? I'm sure I'm saying these wrong. He has no expectations except that she is now his. It doesn't matter that their schools are rivals or that their families have been enemies since before they were born. Their possessive, all-consuming desire may be able to drown out everything else. But can two people with broken souls truly repair the broken parts of each other's psyche? Can their dark and sinful desire overcome their history? When it turns out those parts are more disturbingly entwined than they thought, they may come out stronger, or it may be their unraveling. And this has red sprayed edges. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So, God of Malice, again, this is part of a series. To those whose type is an unapologetic villain. Got artwork. Legacy of the Gods tree. And there's a playlist. Yay, I love it when there's a playlist. Okay, these next books in this stack, there are 4 of them. These are gifted to me from Amy from A Star Reads. She has an awesome channel. She is so sweet, and her mom, I love it when her mom is in there. I love it when her cousin is in the videos too. I highly recommend checking out Amy's channel if you have not. I will list and link Amy's channel in the description box if you would like to check it out. So she gave me 4 books for Christmas, and I'm going to save the one I am most excited for. I am so excited for this one. I do know this is an LGBT male-male romance. That's pretty much all I know. And because of the title, it's a take on Nightmare Before Christmas. And the book I am so excited for is The Nightmare Before Kissmas. So I am so excited for this. Oh, I dropped the paper. So I have her note. It says, here's a little Christmas excitement to make the season bright. This one looks super cute. Thanks for being such a kind soul. From Amy at A Star Reads. So I will, I'm keeping it in here, but I'm going to actually washi tape it in. So I have that washi taped in, and it says, Nicholas Cole Claus used to love Christmas until his father, the reigning Santa, turned the holiday into a PR facade. Cole will do anything to escape the spectacle, including getting tangled in a drunken, supremely hot makeout session with a beautiful man behind a seedy bar one night. But the heir to Christmas is soon commanded to do his duty. He will marry his best friend, Iris, the Easter princess, and his brother's not-so-secret crush, a situation that has disaster written all over it. Things go from bad to worse when a rival arrives to challenge Cole for the princess's hand, and Cole comes face to face with his mysterious behind-the-bar hottie, Hex, the Prince of Halloween. It's a fake competition between two holiday princes who can't keep their hands off each other over a marriage of convenience that no one wants. And it all leads to one of the sweetest, sexiest, messiest, most delightfully unforgettable love stories of the year. There is just something about this cover that I am just so excited to get to this one. So I look forward to it. I don't know if I'll save it for the holiday season. I don't know, but I hope to get to this one this year. And the next one from Amy says, one of my favorites. I still need to continue on with the series. Maybe we need to do a buddy reread of this one. I completely agree. I have read this before. I absolutely love this series. I've actually read the whole series, and for whatever reason, I think years ago, I unhauled it. Why? I don't know. Because I don't have them anymore. And I think what actually happened is I put them in a particular stack to go in a certain area, and for whatever reason they got combined with an unhaul pile, because I would not have purposefully unhauled these books. So I think they were just accidentally thrown in with everything else and then taken out. So I need to recollect them. And that is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I love this. It occult, it has magic, as far as like being able to touch objects and read the owner's past type of a situation. I love this series. So if Amy ever sees this, absolutely, I would love to do a buddy read of this entire series again. This is a great series. Okay, Evie O'Neill has been exiled from her boring old hometown and shipped off to the bustling streets of New York City, and she is positively ecstatic. That's being sarcastic, by the way. It's 1926, and New York is filled with speakeasies, Ziegfeld girls, and rakish pickpockets. The only catch is that she has to live with her Uncle Will and his unhealthy obsession with the occult. Evie worries he'll discover her darkest secret, a supernatural power that has only brought her trouble so far. But when the police call Will to the crime scene of a murdered girl branded with a cryptic symbol, Evie realizes her gift could help catch a serial killer. As Evie jumps headlong into a dance with a murderer, other stories unfold in the city that never sleeps. And unknown to all, something dark and evil has awakened. This is such a fun series, and so I will be extra careful not to put those like an unhaul pile next to another pile. I'll make sure they're at like opposite sides of the room next time, but yeah. And I'm actually better at unhauling books as I go rather than waiting to do a whole unhaul. I'm actually better at just unhauling the books if I don't like them right away. So, and that has prevented something like this from happening again, where books that I like don't end up in the wrong pile. So, The Diviners. Next is actually a nonfiction, And the gift note says, this book is for the new year. It sounds like the perfect way to ring in the new year and maybe even become one of the happiest people. Let me know if you learned anything amazing, from Amy. So I read, there's another book by this author that I read and really enjoyed it. And so I wanted to get another book from this author, and this one was on my list to get, and Amy so graciously gifted it to me. The book that I read from this author was The Little Book of Huga. I think that's how it's said. I could have said that wrong, but thoroughly enjoyed it. And so the other book by this author is The Little Book of Lykke, I'm guessing. Secrets of the World's Happiest People. Oh, it says pronounced Lykke. So The Little Book of Lykke. All right, by Meik, Wiking. Let's see. Lykke is a noun and means happiness. It's easy to see why Denmark is often called the world's happiest country. Not only do they have work and life in perfect balance, free higher education, and trains that run on time, but they burn more candles per household than anywhere else. And so it's just the secrets of Denmark and them experiencing Lykke, or happiness. So, yeah. This next book that Amy gifted me, I have read before. I will be doing a reread of it because I want to underline stuff in it. I unfortunately could not do that previously because it was a library book, and that's one thing about going to the library is I'll pick up books I think I like, and that's exactly what happened with this. I read it from the library, wanted my own copy so that I could have it for myself, and this is actually the first book in a series. There is another book, and I actually own the second one, but I didn't realize it was part of a series. At least I think this, if I'm thinking of the right one. Could be wrong. But anyway, the book that I read from the library that I want my own copy so I can reread it and mark it up like phrases that stand out to me is A Cat Cafe, Christmas by Codi Gary. I love this book. This is a romance, but if you want romance with no sexually explicit scenes, no spice, this would be one. Veterinarian and animal lover Kara Ingalls needs a Christmas miracle. Opening the Meow Forever Cat Cafe to find loving homes for adorable adoptable cats was a dream come true. But with more cats than customers, it's quickly turning into a nightmare. If Kara can't figure out some way to get the cafe out of the red, it won't last past the holidays. Marketing guru Ben Reese may be annoyingly smart and frustratingly bossy, but when he hatches a plan to put the cafe in the green by Christmas, Kara realizes that she'd be a fool to turn down his help. And so what if he turns out to be an excellent problem solver and nerdy hot? He can't even handle fostering one little kitten. She needs to keep their relationship professional and focus on saving the cafe. But if Ben and Kara can set aside their differences and find homes for all the cats by Christmas, they might discover that, by risking their hearts, they'll have their own perfect holiday together. This was so sweet, so fun, absolutely love it. If you are a major cat lover and like romance books, I think this will be right up your alley too. So, especially if you don't like smut in your books. So, I am excited to reread that. So, thank you, Amy. Okay. Now, and I forgot to read the note. So the note says, this sounds like it will make your holidays super cozy and cheerful. Yes, it will. And you could read it out loud to Molly and Polly. Ha ha ha, little ha-has. Merry Christmas, Christine. You are truly a special person. Thank you, Amy. So thank you. Oh, I'm excited for this one. The last 5 books in this video are all from Marissa's Bookshop. So from my mom. Oh no, there are more books. I forgot to get them out of my other stack. Hang on one second. Okay, so I forgot to add in these books, they were in a sack for me to put away. So I do need to go through these ones too, but we're going to go through these other ones first because I did start to mention these ones. So the next 5 books in this video. So instead of 11, it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 books that will be in this video. And the next 5 books are all from Marissa's Bookshop. So my mom's boyfriend gave me cash for Christmas, and of course I went and bought books. I didn't use all the money he gifted me. I still had like 20 bucks left over, but then I used that to go out to lunch with my mom. So, in no particular order, just from top to bottom, I have Anabel Lee by Meik Nappa. The secret's name is Anabel Lee. She doesn't know why her enigmatic uncle has stowed her deep underground in a military-style bunker. He's left her with a few German words, a barely controlled guard dog, and a single command. Don't open the door for anybody. You got it? Not even me. Miles away in Atlanta, private investigator Trudy Coffey is visited by a mysterious older man calling himself Dr. Smith. He's been trailing a man for a decade, a man she met through her ex-partner, Samuel Hill, and the trail has led him to her office. The last thing Trudy wants to do is to contact Samuel, but it will take both of them to unravel this mystery before it's too late. Alright, these next 4 are hardbacks, and this one is The Hurricane Wars, written by Thea Guanzon. Could have said that way wrong. And pages are a map. It's the same on the back. This one says, the heart is a battlefield. All Taliesin has ever known is the Hurricane Wars. Growing up an orphan in a nation under siege by the ruthless Night Emperor, she found her family among the soldiers who fought for freedom. But Taliesin is hiding a deadly secret. Light magic courses through her veins, a blazing power that can cut through the Night Emperor's shadows, believed to have been wiped out years ago. Prince Alaric, the Emperor's only son and heir, has been tasked with obliterating any threats to the Night Emperor's rule with the strength of his armies and his mighty shadow magic. He discovers the greatest threat yet in Taliesin, a girl burning brightly with the magic that killed his grandfather, turned his father into a monster, and ignited the Hurricane Wars. He tries to kill her, but in a clash of light and dark, their powers merge and create a force the likes of which have never been seen before. This war can end only with them, but an even greater danger is coming, and their combined magic could be the only way to overcome it. Taliesin and Alaric must decide, can they work together to save their world, or will they end up destroying each other? Sounds pretty good. Next, I do know this is the first in a series. They had the other in the 3 books, and I think it's only a trilogy. They had the other 2 books there, so they had all 3 of them. But I stuck with getting just the first one to make sure I like the writing and I like the story. And this is Deal with the Devil, written by Rocha. Meet the mercenary librarians, and she's on a stack of books. So, yeah. And this one says, let's see. Nina is an information broker with a mission. She and her team of mercenary librarians use their knowledge to save the hopeless in a crumbling America. Knox is the bitter, battle-weary captain of the Silver Devils. His squad of super soldiers went AWOL to avoid slaughtering innocents, and now he's fighting to survive. They're on a deadly collision course, and the passion that flares between them only makes it more dangerous. They could burn down the world, destroying each other in the process, or they could do the impossible, team up. It says Orphan Black meets the post-apocalyptic Avengers. So, don't know what Orphan Black is, and I know what the Avengers is, but I've never seen it. So, next is a special edition book, and this is The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. Look at that. Moon all the way around. Nothing under the dust jacket. It just has an embossed stamp of the symbol for the publisher. So, other than that, nothing on the cover. And purple, if I can get the dust jacket back on. Purple end pages. Has a map. So yeah. Alright, this one says, after losing both their parents, Bristol Keats and her sister struggle to stay afloat in their small quiet town of Bookshop. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises she can help, she reluctantly agrees to meet and discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might even still be alive, not killed, but kidnapped by terrifying creatures and taken to a whole other realm, the one he is from. Desperate to save her father and find the truth, Bristol journeys to a land of gods and fae and monsters. Pulled into a dangerous world of magic and intrigue, she makes a deadly bargain with a fae leader, Tigan. But what she doesn't know is that he's the one who drove her parents to live a life on the run. And he is just as determined as she is to find her father, dead or alive. And this last one from Marissa's is another one with gorgeous sprayed edges. And this one is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe E. This has one of those accents over the end. So I'm not quite sure how to say it. Penaranda? I could have said that way wrong. So here's the dust jacket. And then it's just little stars. So it's like a night sky. Gold end pages. And this one does have artwork on the actual book. When falls night, the world will drown in starlight. And this one also has a map. Okay, this one says, oh, this writing is small on this flap there. The brightest star needs the darkest night. Asteria is a prisoner of her own mind, the past sliding from her grasp like water. But she knows she must escape the cruel arms that hold her captive and find her clouded memories once again. This quest leads her to the Libertatum? A succession of trials hosted by the king in which 5 human lands compete for a cycle of safety from the vampires seeking blood, claiming souls, and savaging after dark. But even winning the Libertatum will not keep Asteria safe from vampires. She's made a bargain with the beautiful and deadly knight, who stalks her dreams and haunts her waking hours. He promises to keep her safe, but she knows she cannot trust him, cannot trust his lies, even as she finds herself drawn deeper and deeper into his seductive embrace. Caught between night and her own mysteries, Asteria must decide if winning the Libertatum for her kingdom is worth her life, or if protection and the answers to her past really are her strongest desires. So this one sounds really good, and I know I've been saying that wrong. Whatever the heck it is. I hope to find an audiobook so I know how to say that. Okay, now the last grouping of books here are ones that my mom got me for Christmas. And before I show those to you, she also got me a bookmark. It's a metal bookmark engraved with half of a cat, and it says, "You paused here." And then it has on this chain here a heart with a paw in it. Isn't that cute? Love that. Okay, so the books. This first book that I'm going to show you is actually one that I am saving for towards the end of the year. I can't remember if it's, I want to say this one's a young adult, and so it would be November is what I'm thinking this one is. And this one is one that I selected for Autism Reads. And this book is Geek Girl by Holly Smale, I'm guessing. It says, Harriet Manners is a geek. As if the Oxford English Dictionary on her nightstand isn't enough of a clue, there's also the fact that no one appreciates her extensive trivia knowledge, and the way her nemesis, Alexa, mocks her at school. So when Harriet is discovered by a modeling agent, she leaps at the chance to reinvent herself. Harriet isn't sure she'll ever learn to navigate the terrifying world of high fashion, at least not without falling off a runway and embarrassing herself in front of her gorgeous new co-star, Nick. But ready or not, Harriet is about to learn whether she has what it takes to transform her from geek to chic. And this is actually the first book in a series. Next up, that my mom got me, this one is actually book number 2, and so the first book I showed in my actual December haul. So this is one, she didn't realize this was book number 2, which is perfectly fine, but she did get me book number 2. And this one is Murder at Marble House by Alyssa Maxwell. And this is a Gilded Newport mystery series. With the dawn of the 20th century on the horizon, the fortunes of the venerable Vanderbilt family still shine brightly in the glittering high society of Newport, Rhode Island. But when a scandal strikes, the Vanderbilts turn to a cousin and society page reporter, Emma Cross, to solve a murder and a disappearance. Responding to a frantic call on her newfangled telephone from her 18-year-old cousin, Consuelo Vanderbilt, Emma Cross arrives at the Marble House mansion and learns the cause of her distress. Consuelo's mother, Alva, is forcing her into marriage with the Duke of Marlborough. My mind immediately went to the cigarettes there. Anyway, okay. Her mother has even called in a fortune teller to assure Consuelo of a happy future. But the future is short-lived for the fortune teller, who is found dead by her crystal ball. Strangled in a silk scarf, standing above her is one of the Vanderbilt's maids, who is promptly taken into police custody. After the frenzy has died down, Consuelo is nowhere to be found. At Alva's request, Emma must employ her sleuthing skills to determine if the vanishing Vanderbilt has eloped with the beau of her choice, or if her disappearance may be directly connected to the murder. Next up, this is one that I do know that in my haul of the Book Grocer Advent haul, that video, there's like 2 from this author that I got that are later on in the series, and so I put this book on my Christmas wish list, and my mom got me this book, which is the first in a series, and this book is Noughts and Crosses by Ian Rankin. Detective John Rebus' city is being terrorized by a baffling series of murders, and he's tied to a maniac by an invisible knot of blood. As the ghoulish killings mount and the tabloid headlines scream, Rebus cannot help the feverish shrieks from within his own mind, because he isn't just one cop trying to catch a killer. He's the man who's got all the pieces to the puzzle. Next up, I have The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. Nina Redmond is a literary matchmaker. Pairing a reader with that perfect book is her passion, and also her job. At least it was. Until yesterday, she was a librarian in that hectic city, but now the job she loved is no more. Determined to make a new life for herself, Nina moves to a sleepy village many miles away. There she buys a van and transforms it into a mobile bookshop that she drives from neighborhood to neighborhood, changing one life after another with the power of storytelling. From helping her grumpy landlord deliver a lamb to sharing picnics with a charming train conductor who serenades her with poetry, Nina discovers there's plenty of adventure, magic, and soul in a place that's beginning to feel like home. A place where she just might be able to write her own happy ending. And the last book in my Christmas book haul is Murder in an Irish Village, written by Carlene O'Connor. And this one does say first in a new series, so I'm good there. It says, someone's luck just ran out. And so from the title and where it says first in a new series, I'm assuming this is a cozy mystery. In the small village of Kilbane, County Cork, Ireland, Naomi's Bistro has always been a warm and welcoming spot to visit with neighbors and share a cup of tea, but murder has a way of killing business. Nowadays, Siobhan O'Sullivan, along with her 5 siblings, runs the family bistro named for their mother. It's been a rough year for the O'Sullivans, but it's about to get rougher. One morning, as they're opening the bistro, they discover a man seated at a table with a pair of hot pink barber scissors protruding from his chest. With the local Garda suspecting the O'Sullivans and their business in danger of being shunned, it's up to feisty, red-headed Siobhan to solve the crime and save her beloved brood. And I'm guessing it is pronounced Siobhan. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's how I've heard it pronounced, along with seeing the spelling on some kind of late-night talk show. I just like a little 5-minute clip. So I think it's Siobhan. Could be wrong, but I think that's it. So that is it. Those are all of the books that I officially received for Christmas. Did you get a book that you're extremely excited to read for Christmas? Definitely let me know. Have you read from any of these authors, or have you read any of these books? Talk to me in the comment section below, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.